Good morning, chump change. It's been a week, two maybe, uh, and I'm back. But this time, instead of just a fucking dark video, you actually get to see me, unless you're just listening to this in the background, which is completely fine. But, as you can see, here I am, alive and well, and not about to pass out in my bed because I woke up an hour ago. 2 nights ago, this Thursday, some of my best friends, 2 of them in particular, had a band concert. And I didn't get to see most of it, but I did get to see them performing. So, I mean, we're all good. And I was a band kid for a really long time, a whole 7 years of my life. And I just have so many memories associated with that and with music in general. So I thought after watching it that I should make one about music. Music-based memories, I should say. But then I just didn't do it yesterday because I was playing Bloodborne, and I didn't do it Thursday because as soon as I got back, it was 1 in the morning, and I was like, okay, maybe it's time to go to Betty Bye. So here I am. But yeah, I watched that band concert. It had 2 of my friends in it, Jordan and Izzy. I asked people permission to say their names because I didn't want to just be like, no, I'm gonna say your name, buddy. Get dicked. So I have permission to say a lot of people's names. Not everyone's, but a lot. So I'll start off with one of the memories of people that I don't have permission to say their names, just so that I can get that out of the way. When I was a sophomore, this pair of 2 girls who were freshmen that year came in to the percussion section with me, and not instantly, actually, one of them I'm pretty sure hated me for the majority of her freshman year, but one of them I had known in middle school, and one of them had gone to this fucking prep school for kindergarten through 8th grade. So I met those 2 my sophomore, I re-met those 2 my sophomore year. And for some reason, once sophomore year clicked, I think I just mellowed out as a person. I'm still as high energy as I was in general, but I'm able to be calmer when I need to be. No, I don't have ADHD, if anyone's wondering. I thought I did too, but nope. So, this is very not, this is very barely related to music. So, my junior year, the 3 of us had, talked about hanging out so many times. But we never really did. And then early senior year, we started making this joke about the Beethoven movies. And I just started saying, no, we need to binge watch the entire thing. And for a good quarter of the year, we're all like, yep, definitely gonna watch it. And then about a month before COVID started existing, oh no, this video is going to be demonetized, mainly because I don't get money from these videos anyways. Oh no. We had all gathered in one of the girls' basements and watched the majority of the Beethoven series. We didn't watch all of it, mainly because there are a bunch of fucking spin-off movies that look like utter ass. We got through the first 3. First 3, fire. Beethoven gets bitches and Beethoven gets laid. That's the second and third movie right there. That's all you need. Because the first movie is just, oh, I'm a business dad. I'm a business dad doing business. I don't have time for a dog. He keeps slobbering and eating my shoes. Oh no, I can't do business in slobbered up shoes. And then he's like, you're all right, dog. Here's a shoe to slobber. In the end, it's a B tier movie, but the rest of the other two movies, fire. So we get to the fourth movie, and we're like, where the fuck is business dad and his business kids and his business wife? The only consistent was the fucking dog. It was like a full-on fucking reboot. How the fuck do you choose Beethoven and Beethoven the second and Beethoven the third to be fucking rebooted? What kid was like, you know what we need? You know what my kid needs to see? A reboot of the Beethoven series. I mean, like, what kid in the 90s thought that when that was made? No one. No, not a single person thought that I could go for a Beethoven reboot. A Beethoven sequel? Like a fourth one? Oh, that would have been fire. But the reboot fucked it up. That's the entire story. My sister, my older of the two, Gwen, I have been trading music with her since I can remember. I remember just day to day. I have the thickest walls in the house, but her room connected through an attic with two thin walls to my room. So anytime she was playing music, I would definitely be able to hear it. Or if I went to go use the bathroom while she was showering in our other bathroom, the moment she had like gone all dressed, I would run over and be like, Gwen, what song was that? That was fire. And she would do the same. And I just love trading music with her because she and I have the most similar music taste I've ever found. Like, I remember we used to trade so much indie. I still trade a lot of indie with her because indie music is my personal favorite genre, and I know that she is also down for some indie. But around like this December, this past winter, we were saying music back and forth to each other, and like we had this playlist set up where we could just put music in it that we wanted the other to listen to. And she just hadn't put anything in it recently, and I was like, what? Just put some fucking music in. I don't care what genre. And she's like, yeah, but right now I only have a bunch of Death Grips in it. It was not Death Grips. I've not listened to Death Grips, actually. I should. I want to check them out at some point. I just have a bunch of Suicide Boys I'm listening to right now. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I've been getting into Suicide Boys like recently. And she's like, you have? I have. So even when we think that we have different music tastes from each other, we still have the same music taste. And like no one else in our family agrees with our music taste, but like us two, back and forth consistently, we can trade music. Speaking of this past winter, I was home for Christmas because my job lets people go for Christmas break because I'm at a long story. And I went home and me, one of my best friends, Jordan, and his best friend, Theo, we went out to sushi. Because me and Jordan specifically adore sushi. And he had this place that I had never been to that he's like, we gotta check it out. It's one of those conveyor belt sushis. Oh my, conveyor belt sushi pops off. It's like regular sushi, sushi, but convenient. It's awesome because you can just order you don't have to be like, can I get this please? They do. It's already made, buddy. So on the way there, it's like a 15-minute drive there. We were listening to music. Some of it is just joke songs that that were funny. I think we listened to Ram Ranch once in there. And 3 of the songs I remember the most were songs off of one of my favorite albums I own to this day. Melophobia, I believe. I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Melophobia by Cage the Elephant. Which, by the way, if you have not listened to it, please do. Fire ass album. In particular, I remember listening to 3 songs off of it. I remember 2 of them. I lied. I remember 2 of the 3 songs we listened to. Mainly because one of them is up there with my favorite songs of all time. And the other one, because I remember that Jordan loved it. And it was one of the songs he requested first. Spiderhead, which was the one Jordan wanted. And Take It or Leave It. Which, if I can recommend any one song by that band, or just that you listen to throughout this entire video, that's one of them. That's the one. So, and just me and him fucking blasting out the lyrics that we remember the entire time. And Theo just driving. He was the driver. And us just yelling over how loud we had it because Theo's fucking car speakers didn't work. So we just had to put up an actual like Bluetooth speaker to be able to listen to this shit. So we had to yell over that, and it was on my side, so I would constantly just be going, what? And then we get to sushi, and we're sitting there, and a thing about Jordan is he has a peanut allergy, like a deadly peanut allergy. So we're sitting down, and he's like chowing down. He loves sushi so fucking much. We're chowing down, and then he's like, he starts to feel a bit puffy. He's like, did that have peanut oil in it? He's like, can you pass me a menu? He looks at the exact item. He reads it. He's like, I'm gonna go be in the bathroom puking. Can you just pull up 911 just as an in case thing? I'm like, yeah, sure. He runs off. Like, it's like 5 minutes. I'm just, is he okay? Theo's like, yeah, he's a pro at this. This has happened before. He just pukes it up. I'm like, should we check on him? And like, right as I'm saying that, he comes back out completely fine. I'm just like, this happens enough between the two of you for you to just be like, okay with this? What the fuck? Fuck. Another car-based music memory. It's not really one memory. It's more of just a collection of them because it all takes place with the same person. One of my high school best friends, a Mr. Homecoming King himself, Nolan, he and I were both in theater together, which was where I would spend the most time hanging out with him. We would hang out outside of that, don't get me wrong, especially after we graduated and we didn't have theater together anymore. But during high school, that's where we would hang out the most. So every single day, once we got out of theater, whatever play we were doing at that time or musical, on the drive back, we would either go straight home or we would go to this cafe that Nolan started working at. The Pink Pig, I believe. I don't remember the exact name of it. And the drive there, we would listen to one of 3 albums. We would listen to either Pink or Blue by Weezer. Pinkerton or Blue? Pinkerton or Blue by Weezer, which he got me into Pinkerton. It is currently one of my top 100 albums of all time. I haven't listened to every album in existence though, so take that with a grain of salt. We would listen to MGMT, the one with Electric Feel on it. I don't remember what that album's called, but it's a good one. And then the one that I remember most specifically was the greatest hits of David Bowie, because I never cared for David Bowie. There was just never a song of his that I was like, yeah, this is the one. Heroes I didn't like until hearing it in German for Jojo Rabbit. Fucking Space Odyssey I still don't think it's that good of a song. But then I listened to this album with him in his car, and it gave me a bit of a liking for Space Odyssey, mainly because of another song that was on that album, Ashes to Ashes. Sorry, I just woke up, so I'm a bit sleepy. I'm a sleepy little guy. Ashes to Ashes, fun to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie, you know? That, Ziggy Stardust, and there was one other, but I don't remember it off the top of my head. Those 3 songs, every time we got in, and that album was in, we would be certain to listen to those 3. And every single time I would be more hyped than the time before, because I would know a few of the lyrics or the guitar riff of fucking Ziggy Stardust and just be like, yeah, this song, and we'd fucking pop off and listen to that. I think one time I brought in a different CD, so we listened to that. It was By the Way by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. But that doesn't matter, because what album we were listening to honestly doesn't matter, because the fun of it was just listening to an album that one of us adored and the other knew practically nothing about, and then just practically just getting the other one to like that album. I didn't care for Pinkerton before meeting Nolan. Weezer, I just liked fucking they had a few songs that I adored. Sweater Song, fire. Buddy Holly, it's mid. Say It Ain't So, fire. And I really like Beverly Hills. I know it's a bad song, but it's a fun bad song. Oh, hey, time for a bit of a tangent. Time to bring up a topic that is not at all related, or is only very slightly related to the video. But there are 4 categories of movie. Actually 5 if you consider just bland to be one. There's bland movies, good enjoyable movies, bad enjoyable movies, good boring movies, and boring bad movies. Bland is it's neither good nor bad. You don't hate it, you don't love it, it just exists. But those main 4 that exist in both music and movies, honestly art in general, love Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and it's critically acclaimed too. It's a good, enjoyable movie. But I also like Pixels. I didn't think it was a bad movie. Or, I know it's a bad movie. I didn't think it was an unenjoyable movie. I enjoyed watching it from beginning to end. That's a bad, enjoyable movie. The Shining. Critically acclaimed, considered a masterpiece. That director's magnum opus. Actually, I don't even think that's its magnum opus. I think that he was just like a very famous director. So he did stage the moon landing. So I don't like that movie. I watched through all 3 hours of it and I was like, man, I'm so fucking bored. That's a good, unenjoyable movie. Same with music. Fucking, there have been songs that everyone, or like pop music. Pop music, for the most part, is just bad, enjoyable music. But we enjoy it because we enjoy it. Not because it's, actually, we enjoy it because they're making it for us to like. But that's my tangent. Thank you for watching. I have to shit.